When it comes to children, we sometimes like to think no one is heartless enough to harm them. Children ought to be protected at all times, and we as a society like to think we're doing a great job at protecting them. But unfortunately, there have been instances where innocent children are put in the worst situations. This case is one of the saddest stories ever, and viewers' discretion is advised. This is the tragic case of Gabriel Fernandez, a little boy who was born to a horrible mother, and who was failed by the system. Gabriel Fernandez was born Gabriel Daniel Fernandez on February 20, 2005, to Arnold Contreras and Pearl Fernandez. He had a difficult family life from the start, even before he could understand what life was. It was reported that his mother, Pearl Fernandez, didn't want another child, and left him at the hospital when he was born. Due to him being unwanted by his mother, little Gabriel was put in the custody of his great-uncle, Michael Lemos Carranza, and his partner, who raised him for 4 years. In 2009, Gabriel moved in with his grandparents as his grandfather was uncomfortable with Michael's same-sex relationship. Gabriel's grandparents raised him from the age of 4 till the age of 7. In 2012, Gabriel's mother suddenly decided she wanted him to live with her. She went to court claiming he wasn't well taken care of by his relatives and it would be better if he lived with her. Surprisingly, she was granted custody irrespective of the fact that she already had a record of child abuse and neglect. In October of 2012, Gabriel moved in with his mother. The little boy was excited to be home with his mother and 2 siblings, aged 11 and 9. Also living in the house was his mother's boyfriend, Esoro Aguirre, and so it felt like home for Gabriel. Unfortunately for the little boy, life as he had known it took a turn for the worst. Not long after moving in with his mother, Gabriel's first-grade teacher Jennifer Garcia began to notice symptoms of abuse. The little boy walked up to her one day, asking questions like, "Is it normal for moms to hit their kids? Is it normal for your mom to hit you with the part of the belt that has the metal thing on the end?" All these questions only confirmed to his teacher that the little boy was going through a rough time at his mother's house. After reassuring him it wasn't normal, his teacher Jennifer Garcia called a child abuse hotline, which put her in touch with a caseworker, Stephanie Rodriguez. With assurance that the case would be looked into, Jennifer, Gabriel's teacher, hung up the call. But unfortunately, nothing was done about it and the abuse continued. Each day, the little boy showed up to school with a different sign of abuse. One day, he showed up to school with chunks of his hair missing. Another day, he came to class with an injured lip and told his teacher that his mom had punched him. In January of 2013, Gabriel showed up with round bruises on his face and admitted to Jennifer Garcia that his mom had shot him with a BB gun. Hearing all these, his teacher continually reached out to his caseworker, Stephanie, but she was told details couldn't be discussed with her but was reassured that investigation was underway. Stephanie Rodriguez had visited the home on different occasions. Whenever she went there, the little boy would withdraw his statement. Also, all the children looked well dressed and taken care of, which was different from what she expected. Gabriel continued to show up to school with bruises and it could be seen that he had lost so much weight. His teachers were at a loss on what to do. On March 26, Gabriel's therapist filed a report claiming that Gabriel had been forced to perform oral sex on a relative. The little boy was interviewed in his mother's presence and retracted his claim. On May 22, 2013, emergency services received a call reporting a child was not breathing. This call was made by Pearl Fernandez regarding Gabriel. When first responders arrived, they found him on the ground naked with several injuries. Paramedics rushed him to the hospital where doctors declared him brain dead. 2 days later, on May 24, 2013, at the Children's Hospital Los Angeles, 8-year-old Gabriel Fernandez passed away. The official autopsy declared he died of blunt force trauma that coincided with neglect and malnutrition. With his death came questions. What exactly had happened in that house? Investigators and the public were not prepared for the details that emerged. Gabriel Fernandez had spent 8 months with his mother, and throughout that 8 months, the little boy had faced everything one could imagine. Gabriel's siblings told detectives everything that had been going on in the household since the very first day Gabriel had arrived. Pearl Fernandez and her boyfriend Asoro Aguirre had made the boy's life a living hell. They believed Gabriel was gay and would often beat him whenever they saw him playing with dolls. But the beatings didn't end there. Pearl would hit her son at every slight provocation. It was reported that Pearl and Asoro would regularly beat the little boy, causing broken bones. He was also on multiple occasions forced to eat cat litter and feces, his own vomit, and spoiled or expired foods. Gabriel was burned with cigarettes, shot with a BB gun in various areas of his body, including his face and groin area. He was also pepper sprayed, forced to wear women's clothing, and slept in a small cupboard while bound and gagged. He was beaten with a bat and had 2 of his front teeth knocked out. Gabriel's siblings reported that their mom and her boyfriend would laugh while torturing the little boy. But in all these, Gabriel truly loved his mother. He often wrote about how beautiful she was. A week before his death, Gabriel's school had asked a sheriff's deputy to investigate the situation, but the officer stated that he was given the wrong address. He said that when he was able to speak to Gabriel's mom on the phone, she claimed that Gabriel had moved to Texas with his grandmother, but this was a lie. On the 22nd of May 2013, Gabriel had left his toys out after playing, and this got his mom and her boyfriend really angry. They beat the little boy until he went unconscious, and when they saw that he was unresponsive, they called emergency services. On May 23, 2013, Pearl Fernandez and Asoro Aguirre were arrested. Pearl Fernandez was arrested for felony child endangerment, while her boyfriend, Asoro, was arrested for attempted murder. However, when Gabriel died, his mother and her boyfriend were both charged with first-degree murder with special circumstances of torture. Prosecutors pursued the death penalty. In 2018, they appeared in court. Pearl Fernandez pled guilty and Asoro Aguirre pled not guilty. Both were found guilty. Pearl was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. She is currently serving her time at the Central California Women's Facility. Asoro, on the other hand, was sentenced to death and is currently awaiting execution at the San Quentin State Prison. Gabriel Fernandez was a little boy whose death could have been prevented. It is sad that he was released to his mother even when she was known to be abusive and neglectful. Also, Gabriel shouldn't have been questioned in the presence of his mother. This was a case of child abuse, and even some adults won't speak up when their abuser is close. Lots of things could have and should have been handled differently. It is disturbing that a mother could do that to her own son, and it is heartbreaking that the abuse wasn't stopped on time. Little Gabriel could have lived a long and happy life with people who actually loved and cared for him, but unfortunately, he was sent to the devil herself. May his sweet soul continue to rest in peace. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Also, turn on the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload a new video.